Hello students, once again I welcome you all. In the previous class, we started lesson 2, N.R. Narayan Murthy's Learning from the West. So friends, we have already completed general introduction to N.R. Narayan Murthy. We talked about his contributions. We talked about N.R. Narayan Murthy as an industrialist, and similarly, I spoke about the awards and recognitions that the author has got in the course of his life. Now, I am going to start the text of the lesson, Learning from the West. Friends, first of all, you should understand that N.R. Narayan Murthy is not an author. He is an IT industrialist. The lesson that we are going to learn is actually a speech delivered by Narayan Murthy in response to the Lal Bahadur Shastri National Award for Excellence in Public Administration and Management Science that he got in 2001. What is the core of his talk? As far as the core of his talk is concerned, he is trying to convince Indians in order to learn something better which is available in rest of the parts of the world. Because we Indians have our own culture, tradition, ethics, moral sense, value system, and so on. But N.R. Narayan Murthy is strongly promoting the idea that Indians need to incorporate certain Western maxims into their value system. If you go through the text, right in the beginning, you will realize that N.R. Narayan Murthy is decisively speaking about the role of Western values in the contemporary Indian society. What are these values? To tell you in a nutshell, before I proceed with the details in the text, you need to know that there are 6 different values that he identified and recommended from this platform to all of us. He suggests that we should learn respecting for the public good. We should learn the sense of accountability that the Western people have. We have to have the intellectual independence. We should acquire the skills of acknowledging the accomplishments of other people. We should develop professionalism in our approach. And finally, he is also trying to make us aware about the kind of respect that we should have for the contractual obligations. So these are the 6 points which N.R. Narayan Murthy is going to talk about in this particular speech, or the response that he has given to the award that he received in 2001. Now let us look into the finer details of the text. If you open up the very first page of this speech or the text, you will realize that N.R. Narayan Murthy is making a proclamation about the kind of intellectual activity that he did What he says here? He says that I pondered for a number of years, or I pondered for many years about the role of Western values in Indian society. We, the Indians, have our own mindset. We, the Indians, think in a very typical way. Our way of thinking, our style of thinking is different than the Western people. And probably that is actually creating some hindrance in order to learn new things from others. As far as Indian ideology is concerned, that has its origin in the civilization and the culture of this country. If you turn the pages of the history, you need to go back for thousands of years in order to understand Indian civilization and Indian culture. But in this highly sophisticated, ultra-modern period, how long can we stick up to the mud until and unless we adopt the modern ways, until and unless we adopt scientific ways of life, the real progress won't take place. And when it comes to learning from the West is concerned, the Western people have adopted a very pragmatic, practical, scientific approach in their life, and I think we need to learn that. In the same section, N.R. Narayan Murthy says, as an individual, I come from a company that is built up on certain values. Because when I took up the charge as the CEO of Infosys and continued to be in the same position for 21 years, I never compromised with the values that I set right in the beginning of my career as a professional. And that's why very strongly I say, and we are very firm on our values, that Infosys as a company is built up on its own values. We have our own value system. Those who work in Infosys, they realize it very quickly as soon as they are inducted in the company. And whatever role that you play over there in the company. Because Infosys stakeholders are scattered all over the world. Stakeholders in the sense, the employees of Infosys company, investors, customers, vendor partners, and all these people come across the globe. And that's why our values, our ethics are the values that could really adjust everybody else, whether you are coming from the Oriental part of the world or the Western part of the world. And over the years, I myself as an individual appreciate several Western values that the Western people have cultivated in the course of time. Already I have enlisted 6 values of the Western people in my introduction of this class. Here, N.R. Narayan Murthy says, as an organization, Infosys as an organization represents the entire society, and of course, we are also working in the Western zone of the world. So we need to adopt and acquire Western values also. Being the company from India, we could not really impose Indian values upon the Western. Or as we are working in the Western land or Western zone, we could not really impose the Western values upon the Oriental people. Then what exactly we have done? We have picked up everything whichever is good in the respective land. An organization, whether it is Infosys or any other organization in the world, as an organization, we represent the society, and some of the Western values that I learned are equally applicable to everybody, and I would like to apply the same even to our country. What did I learn there in Europe, in America, or any other foreign land? I learned professionalism. I learned time management. I learned respecting others' accomplishments. I learned acknowledging them. So many things or so many values I learned from the foreigners. Now, in the subsequent section of this lesson, N.R. Narayan Murthy is talking about the very first value. What is that first value? Respect for the public good. But exactly, N.R. Narayan Murthy is trying to talk about this issue. Already I said just before, Indian culture. Of course, we have few things good with us, and the same thing is applicable to others as well. As far as Indians are concerned, we find that in Indian culture, we have deep-rooted family values. But one thing the author has noticed here, our family values are different, our social values are different, our national values are again different. Wherever you go, you keep changing in different scenario. And here lies the actual problem also, according to N.R. Narayan Murthy. Of course, in the Indian culture, the family bond and the family values are very strong. And there is a reason for that. Parents make enormous sacrifices for the sake of their children. Of course, with an expectation that children consider their filial duty to take care of their aged parents. So it's a kind of shifting the responsibility from one shoulder to the another. Parents take enormous sacrifice, or parents make enormous sacrifice for their children. And in the old age, children do the same in return as their filial duty. And I think there is nothing wrong. We should have the filial gratitude always, no doubt about it. And this is one of the deeply rooted family values in India and Indian culture as well. The second sacred bond that we find in India is marriage. Marriage is a very strong institution, social institution in our country. Once married means you are the part and parcel of a sacred union, and that is going to be the bond for life. It's not like Europeans or Americans. They too have marriage as an institution, but it is not considered to be the bond for life. Divorce is a very ordinary happening or an event there. So our attitude towards family and community is different, what your N.R. Narayan Murthy is trying to say. When it comes to your commitment to the family, you are very serious about it. You show all possible gratitude for it. You are dutiful for it. And you are ready to make all sacrifices possible. But do the Indians have similar attitude for the community and society? N.R. Narayan Murthy says, no. Indians do not have similar attitude for the family and community or society. He has given a beautiful example in this respect. What does he say? He talks about an example, that of our homes. We, the Indians, keep our homes spotless. Probably that is our commitment for our family, for our home. So we keep our homes spotless. Very clean, very neat. But when we go out, we do not think twice before we litter. Why this sort of change in the attitude? When you want to make and keep your home clean, why don't you think the same when you go out? When you are happen to be there in the public place, in the bus stand, railway station, school, college, office premises, roadside, wherever you are in the public place, you are least bothered to maintain the cleanliness there. Is it not the change in your attitude? Do you spit anywhere you want in the home? I don't think so. But when you are outside home, you do it very comfortably wherever you want. And we always complain, we the Indians always complain, What kind of complaint do we have? The parks and streets in the Western countries are always very clean, posh, free of litter. But in India, they are very dirty. But now the question is, who is making it dirty? Okay, you might have observed after visiting any foreign country, especially a Western country, parks are totally free of litter. Streets are really very clean, very clean. But total opposite is found in India. Who is responsible for this? I think we, the Indians, are responsible. When you go abroad, when you go to any foreign land or Western country or American country, you too behave like the Europeans there. You don't litter anything anywhere you want in the park. You don't make the street dirty. You follow all their rules and regulations. But when you the same come back to India, don't follow anything here. So who is making the country dirty? Who is making the streets dirty? Who is throwing the litter or the garbage or the wastage in the park? It is we who do it. And I think we need to think about it. In fact, we have apathy about community matters. That is the conclusion which is drawn by N.R. Narayan Murthy. Now, he is also giving one more example in this respect. In fact, there are so many serious issues and problems around us. But we, the Indians, have developed a habit of ignoring it. We continue to ignore whichever is really very serious and important. N.R. Narayan Murthy talks about the droughts in India. I think the problem of drought in India is really a very serious matter. You find the abundance of water in one corner of the country. On the other side, you find the scarcity of water. You don't have a single drop of water in order to pacify your thirst. He gives a reference to Dr. K.L. Rao, irrigation expert. Almost before 40 years ago, he suggested solving this drought problem by creating water grid by connecting the rivers in the north and the south. If you see the situation today, after 40 years or so, since Dr. K.L. Rao talked about it and suggested it to the government of India and the people of India, nothing concrete has been done in this respect. Even today, there are lakhs of people, those who wander from place to place in search of potable water. I think we, the Indians, have apathy for such kind of social issues, national issues, or the serious problems as well. We don't show any concern at all, and this is really very unfortunate. In the same respect, N.R. Narayan Murthy gives another example. He talks about the story of power shortage, electricity power shortage in Bangalore. Actually, in 1983, it was decided that the government was going to install a thermal power plant in order to meet the electricity requirement of the city. How long? It was decided in 1983. Unfortunately, till date, the installation of the thermal power plant in Bangalore or in the vicinity of Bangalore is not yet done. One more example N.R. Narayan Murthy is trying to give over here. Little bit it is personal because he happens to visit foreign land again and again. And before a few years, as it is mentioned in the text, before 5 years, N.R. Narayan Murthy suggested Government of India about a passport. He wanted a minor modification to be done in the passport because there were limited number of pages provided in the book. So he suggested Government of India that you should go for 240-page passport, and it will be helpful to the people, those who are constantly visiting foreign countries, because whatever number of pages are provided there in the passport, they are not sufficient. See the situation here. Till date, N.R. Narayan Murthy did not receive any response for this suggestion. Don't you think it is really very unfortunate on the part of the government, on the part of the on the part of the people, on the part of the professionals, those who are involved in all these activities? You know, there are ample number of reasons for failure, but when we succeed, we are boastful about our success. Reasons for all this, according to N.R. Narayan Murthy, is nothing but the foreign rule for thousands of years upon the Indians. We were politically controlled by different types of rulers. If you turn the pages of history, right from Sikandar the Great or the Alexander the Great till the last Britishers who left country after ruling over here for many years, we were politically controlled by foreigners. So what kind of approach we have developed? What kind of attitude we have developed? That attitude is nothing but solving problem is not our responsibility. It is the responsibility of a foreign ruler. We have nothing to do with our problems. Foreigners will come, they will rule, and they will solve our problems. And one more unfortunate thing which is observed by N.R. Narayan Murthy is our decision makers look to someone else to take the decision than taking decisions on their own. That is the most unfortunate happening which is noticed in our country in the last 70 years or so. So we want the leaders, those who are the decision makers also. If at all they are controlled by others, probably no decision in the interest of the country can ever be taken. In the subsequent section, N.R. Narayan Murthy talks about our responsibility for the community. In the West, individuals understand that they have to be responsible for their community. They do take care of their society. They sacrifice for the sake of the society. They put very sincere efforts to solve their societal problems, and they are proactive about the social issues. I think we Indians need to learn from the Western people. Why are they successful? Individually and collectively, because they have always shown concern for their nation, for their society, for their community, and then they think of themselves at the end. Here, we think of the self first and nation the last. But there, they think of the interest of the nation first and then last the self. So successful societies are those that harmoniously combine loyalty to family and community. What exactly the author is trying to tell us? Now I am trying to conclude. The first point. What is that first point? Respect for the public good. Here, N.R. Narayan Murthy is trying to convince you that first of all, you should start caring for your society, community, and be always ready to sacrifice yourself for the sake of community and society. Be proactive in order to solve societal problems. Don't show your apathy. You should be emotionally and physically involved in these social problem solving activities. And this is what we need to learn, the very first lesson from the Western people, to show our concern for the social matters. If you really want to make your society a successful society, if you really want to make your country a successful country, then harmoniously combine your loyalty not only for your family but also for your community, society and country. Then only the change will take place. So this is the first point, that is respect for the public good, that your author, that is N.R. Narayan Murthy, is actually talking about. So maybe due to the time constraints, I will not be able to initiate with the subsequent point, that is acknowledging the accomplishments to others. So this point onwards, I would love to take in the next class. So for this class, that is today's class, I'll just put a pause here, and tomorrow we will continue with the ideological stand of N.R. Narayan Murthy. So see you once again in the next class. Thank you.